In the interest of time, here are our abbreviated rules. If you have been diagnosed with COVID-19, live with someone diagnosed with COVID-19, or have symptoms of COVID-19, you are prohibited from attending this meeting and are required to leave now. If you come to the podium to speak, you are required to maintain social distancing practices of 6 feet. This includes distance from other members of the public and staff. We have 2 sessions within our meeting, the public hearing session and deliberation session. During the public hearing session, we will hear a maximum of 4 people in support of an application and 4 people opposed to an application, with each person limited to 5 minutes each. Each speaker must give their name and address for the record. Once the opposition has concluded, the applicant will have 2 minutes in which to rebut. On routine applications, the chairman will ask if the applicant is in agreement with staff recommendations. If the applicant is in agreement, the chairman will ask if there are any comments or questions and proceed accordingly. During the deliberation session, there is no public input from the audience unless so allowed by the chair, as this is a session for discussion amongst the commission members with input from the staff as necessary. If you have questions regarding a decision or the steps to appeal a decision, please email planning@cityofmobile.org. At this point, silence all cell phones and devices. Roll call myself, Mr. Cart Blackwell, Mr. Alan Cameron, Mr. Taylor Atchison, Mr. Matt Anderson, Mr. Nick Omberger,
Here.
Mr. Jay Stubbs. We have a quorum. We'll begin with new subdivision applications. Item number 1, 5488 End Road Mobile Subdivision. It's recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with staff recommendations? Applicant is present and in agreement. Is there anyone else here to speak for this? Anyone here to speak against? Thank you. New planning approval applications, item number 2, 5, 7, and 15 Wisteria Avenue and 2203 and 2315 Old Shell Road. It's recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant present? Present. Are you in agreement with staff recommendations? Yes. Applicant is present and in agreement. Is there anyone else here to speak for this? Anyone here to speak against?
Mr. Chairman, I just want to bring the Commission's attention to the email that we received from the property owner across the street, and I believe the applicant has a copy of that email as well. In preparation for this meeting, we did forward those comments or concerns to traffic engineering regarding the on-street parking, and it was their opinion that this columbarium would not have any noticeable impact.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions by the commissioners? Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. New group applications. Item number 3, Crane Works 2 subdivision, 5151, 75, 52, 15, and Willis Road. Subdivision and PUD both recommended for approval. Is the applicant present? Is there anyone here to speak for this? Anyone here to speak against? Thank you. Item number 4, IHS Medical Park Subdivision Phase 2, The subdivision is recommended for tentative approval. However, the PUD at the Mills is recommended for a hold. Is the applicant present?
Mr. Chairman, what I would recommend on the PUD is holding it over until the May 7th meeting to allow them time to submit a revision to include that property to the west.
The May. That submittals, the filing deadline is the 6th. What do you
I'm
think?
sorry, I'm looking at the wrong.
So maybe
No.
May 21st?
The meeting date's May 7th.
The meeting dates, but the
Oh,
filing is April
yes,
6th.
and they can file electronically.
Okay. Thank you. Well, that closes public hearing session. We now enter into deliberation. Item number 1, 5488 Inn Road, is recommended for tentative approval. Is there a motion?
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passes. New planning approval applications. Ashland Place United Methodist Church, recommended for tentative approval. Is there a motion?
Move to approve. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passes. New group applications. Item number 3, taken 2 parts. Part A, subdivision, recommended for approval. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor for approval of subdivision?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passes. Part B, the PUD, recommended for approval. Is there a motion?
So moved and adopting finding of facts A and D.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passes. Item number 4, also taken 2 parts. The subdivision portion recommended for approval. Is there a motion? Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Subdivision passes. Part B, 4B, PUD, recommended for holdover until the May 7th meeting. I make that motion. Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passes. Held over till the May 7th meeting on the PUD. Is there any other business to come before us?
No, I want to thank y'all for taking the time to come to attend the meeting. It's very important, and we appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Meeting adjourned. I think I broke my record.